Good morning, or good afternoon, actually, everybody. Welcome back to our garden. Jason here again. As most of you guys probably saw on the post, Janey is super sick right now. She is out. She and Sadie both have been sleeping away most of the day, the last couple of days. So yeah, they are inside recuperating. Shay got a little bit of a touch of it too, but I think she'll be okay to go back to school tomorrow. So far, I'm unscathed. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to sleep in other rooms so I don't get whatever this is too, because it's pretty nasty. So depending on how this goes and how the recovery process is, this might end up being a Jason does maintenance videos in the garden week instead of getting Janey out here with gardening tasks. I know there's a garden tour that we still have to get done for the backyard. And there are lots of other projects. She bought a bunch of flowers for her January blooming garden. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are waiting to be done, but yeah, it's gonna be a minute before she's able to do those things. And as you can see behind me, it is a beautiful day today. This is kind of what I really was waiting for, our like California mild winter. We have been it's been odd up until about a week ago. We've just been really, really wet and overcast and moist and yeah, just kind of a lot of rain and just a lot of just kind of humidity and moisture, which isn't really normal for us. We're usually like, we get rain, but then it's just kind of dry and maybe a little bit of Christmas in the air, but not too cold. That's kind of like today. Today we're just in the 50s. It's not really cold at all. Beautiful sky in the background. Just a really beautiful winter day. This is the kind of days that make me definitely feel spoiled with this weather. And I've been waiting for kind of the final leaves to fall off the trees because the project that I want to get going on today is behind me, the gutters. And all the leaves have jammed up the gutters. They're totally chock full at this point. So I want to get those taken care of. This gutter here, and then on the other side there's a similar one on the other side of the workshop there, and then I'll do a check on the gutters around the house, but I think those are okay. Those don't tend to get too many leaves in them. There's actually a gutter screen guard on part of the gutters on the house, but there aren't any trees that are hanging right around the house that really cause too much of a problem. But with our big Chinese pistache tree here, that just drops all of its leaves right on the roof of the workshop. So yeah, we need to get that taken care of so that when the rains do come, when we do inevitably get some more rains here in January and February, I want those gutters to be clear so we're not overflowing the gutters and so on. And what I have today that's kind of interesting, I'm going to try out. Hoselink actually sent us this guy. I've never seen or tried anything like this. It's a gutter cleaner, and it's really a long thing here that just attaches to the end of the hose. And the idea is that I can reach up over the gutter with this thing and spray out whatever debris is in there without getting up on a ladder, which is kind of cool. Now the problem is with all those leaves, I don't think I can probably use the water to spray out the leaves. I think it'll probably just make them wet and matted and harder to get out. So my plan is to get a blower and blow out as many of the leaves as I can, and then use this guy for whatever gunk and debris might be left over. So that's the plan. I have never done this before, so we will see how it goes. I mean, I've cleaned gutters, but I've never used this guy. So we'll see how much ease it adds to the process or not, but I'm curious to try it out. And that is our happy, silly dog right there, which is awesome because I just gave him a bath yesterday. So, of course, but he looks like he's having a good time. Okay, so that was kind of funny. Blower, maybe not such a good option. I actually have a leaf stuck to my face and I have mud on my face because there's enough water and moisture in there and the leaves are stuck enough that it just ended up kind of splattering around and got some leaves out, but maybe I need a plan B, maybe not the most effective way to do it. That was interesting. All right, so here is what I'm working with. I've got that part of the gutter mostly cleaned up. You can see there's lots of dirty water and gunk and decomposed leaves and whatever sitting in that still. I've got about that much left to go. And so kind of my next thought was I could use trusty Hodag to kind of scrape some of these leaves out. I'm gonna try that next and see how far that gets me. All right, so Hodag worked pretty well, actually. It's actually shaped pretty close to at least our gutters, and so that does work. But again, that requires you being on a ladder. So I actually was looking on the internet. They make gutter cleaning attachments, all kind of customized type of things. And I think if I was really going to do this from the ground, I think I would get one of those dedicated attachments. So here we are after using the Hodag primarily to scrape out the gutter, and you can see plenty of gunk still in there, you know, without getting your hands in there to really scrape it out, which would be kind of gross and tedious. You know, still a lot of stuff that needs to come out and a lot of dirt and mud and gunk and stuff like that. So this is where I'm hoping that this wand, this Hoselink gutter cleaner wand, is gonna really pay dividends. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so to be honest, it's a little bit hard to tell from the ground how well this thing's working. I'm gonna go up there in a second and check it out. But this thing does have, it kind of fans out. So theoretically, that should be good. Okay, so actually I think this has potential. It looks like we have quite a good amount of standing water here, but that's because I wasn't thinking and I started at the wrong end. Should have started at that end because you probably can't see it from here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. But there is a good amount of leaves that just got pushed down that way and creating kind of a barrier for the water to drain down. So I'm going to go back to that end, start with that. And then I'm actually hopeful that this is going to be a good solution. All right, so first things first, I feel a little bit silly because I discovered partway through, you may have noticed that this gutter cleaner has a telescoping arm on it, which I did not take advantage of at the beginning. So, silly. But yeah, so that made things a lot easier to hold it lower and not have to reach it all. So that's nice. And then as far as getting the gutter clean, it's pretty clean. It did a good job, actually. There's enough pressure. I kind of figured out how to work it with the fan to kind of angle the fan of the spray to kind of get it to sweep out most of the gutter. And if you look down this way, you know, that's a pretty clean gutter. It was really muddy and gunky before, and I had scooped out the leaves, you know, with the hodag and with my hands and tried the blower and all of that. But for what it's supposed to do, it did well. So yeah, we have, you know, clean gutters. These gutters aren't draining the best, but that's not the fault of the Hoselink gutter cleaner. That's just our old gutters. So a little addendum. I did not turn the camera on for this part, unfortunately, but I was looking a little bit closer and there was still a little bit of stuff left inside the gutter here. So what I did, I got up on the ladder with that Hoselink gutter cleaner and sprayed it, you know, kind of from this level all the way down the gutter, and that really did it. Now this gutter is actually really clean. You can see there's even more water has been able to drain out of it. There's still some standing water that's just going to be there. But really all the gunk is gone out of it now. It's a little rusty, but it's clean. And so, yeah, overall, that worked pretty well. All right, so that's about it for now. So let's talk about this. So as far as takeaways for any of you gutter cleaning novices out there, which it turns out I'm not much beyond that, because I had cleaned gutters out before at previous houses, but it was nothing like this. We had, you know, I had a couple of leaves here and there and a couple of little things to clean out, and I thought I was doing something, but this is a whole different beast with all the volume of leaves and gunk and dirt and stuff that had accumulated in there. I did a real cursory gutter clean last fall. We were super busy with Janey being injured and all of that, and I didn't do a thorough job like I probably should have. So this is, you know, probably a long time coming. But like I said, so like takeaways, first thing is, if you have the amount of leaves that I have, maybe there's some kind of attachment that you could put on, like a telescoping thing that you could do from the ground that would kind of scrape out some of the leaves. But I think if you let it get this bad, I don't think you have a lot of choice but to get up on a ladder or pay somebody to get up on a ladder to get this done. The other thing that I'm going to look into probably for the long term is to get, you know, one of those leaf filter or leaf guard or a gutter guard or whatever they call those things that you can just install over the top of your gutters that prevents so many leaves from falling in. Because I don't see any way around it as far as the amount of leaves that we have in this tree. It's always just going to get chock full, and there's not going to be an easy way to really stay on top of that during the fall when all the leaves are coming down. So I think investing in something like that is probably going to be where I go at some point. And then as far as how this guy worked, I think it did well for you know, what it's meant to do. I think it's a good option. There probably are other things like this on the market, but Hoselink makes good stuff. This one worked really well. Once the leaves were out, I was able to get probably 80 to 90% of the gunk and the mud and stuff like that out of the gutter. Me just being a little bit picky, I wanted to see how much cleaner I could get it. And so I climbed back up on the ladder and then kind of shot this, you know, down the gutter from that height. That really did it. And basically it's sparkling clean now, which probably will last like a day, but you know, I just wanted to see what would happen if I did that. But yeah, the gutter cleaner worked well. It has the telescoping arm, which I embarrassingly didn't figure out until I was like halfway done. But yeah, the telescoping arm helps. So you can do a big chunk of this from the ground. And if you had a house that doesn't get so chock full of leaves like mine did, and then, you know, if you do it from the ground, you could probably do it you know, every once in a while instead of just once a year like I'm trying to do. And then I think you could probably sweep this down the gutter. It would take you, you know, 10 minutes if you don't have a ton of leaves in there. And, you know, for a gutter this size, 10 minutes would probably enable you to, you know, really stay on top of it. And just do it frequently without having, you know, such a big project, and you could just do it safely from the ground, not worry about ladders and so on. I think that is really where something like this could come in handy, is really just to kind of stay on top of the project or the process and not have it get so far out ahead of you. And then the last thing I'll say about this is, as far as Hoselink goes, I think you guys have heard me talk about this before, but my favorite thing about the Hoselink products, I mean, the hose reel is great. They're different spray nozzles and sprinklers and stuff like that. They're great. But my favorite thing about what they do is this connector deal here. It is easy to attach and detach this thing. I can't really show it with one hand, but it just kind of a quarter turn or a half a turn, and this thing just pops off. You don't have to monkey with, you know, turning and turning and turning like a typical hose connection. So that's great. But then this lever here also, in the same spot, you can control on and off, and you can control the water flow with that. And I mean, that just, I can't tell you how much, like, just kind of time and headache and annoyance. It seems small, but it's like the greatest thing ever. So I'm a huge fan. Anytime I find a product that just kind of reduces some annoyance out of my day, especially when I'm out in the yard as much as I am. But even then, if you just have to go, you know, water plants or do something, and you have this annoying hose to deal with, you know, it's just that much less likely that you're actually going to do it. So some little things like this actually, you know, kind of make a difference. So I don't know if you guys might see me again this week. The way Janey and Sadie are going, it seems like this might be a little while. So like I said, this might be Jason maintenance yard projects for the week. I don't know, but wish Janey well. And as she's recovering, I hope she starts to feel better soon, because she's pretty miserable at the moment. But I appreciate you guys all kind of putting up with me, kind of pinch hitting and subbing in for her. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a chance to get in your garden today.